What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Review podcast. Hanging out with me today is BRENNA Red, vocalist for The Last Gang, punk rock band out of LA. We were just chatting about that beautiful city and, depending on who you are, what you believe in, thoughts and prayers, positive vibes go out to everybody in LA, man. If there's something that's happening I can help with, everybody on my channel knows to let me know that. So how are you today otherwise?
I'm doing really great. It's the nice day off from work, so I get to just relax at home with my dogs and chill with some video games. And then tonight we're going to a jazz concert. So it's been a good day. I like the day.
That is a good day. So, okay. That leads me to two questions immediately. One, what do you do for work outside of the band?
I'm like a retail and sales.
Okay.
I sell like musical stuff. So I'm involved around music constantly.
Yeah. Hey, that's the dream right there. And what kind of video games you playing?
We just discovered Mario Rabbids. It's like this interactive. It's like Mario, but this other platform is called Rabbids. It gets kind of like you go into these battles and you have to have like your stats up, but then you go back into the real world and you do some Mario stuff. It's a cool little twine blend between those two. But right before that, we just ended Skyward Sword by which is always a classic Zelda.
That's awesome. Yeah, my son's a gamer. I'm more of a watcher, but I actually do enjoy watching people go through gameplay.
I love it.
It's fun.
I'll have him play as I get ready in the morning. My word is entertain me. I'm getting ready. Go entertain.
I mean, it's hella fun, especially if it's like the stuff you can do with video games now is incredible. Like I'm a horror movie fan, and some of those games are terrifying.
Oh my god, I don't play any of those. I'm a classic.
Yeah.
Nintendo. It's really just Mario or Zelda.
I'm with you on that. If I was going to play any game, I like platformers and I like Galaga a lot. So like I'm an old guy, so I like old guy stuff. Awesome. So you guys had a new record come out last fall, like the end of the summertime. Was it like late September, I think? What was the title of the damn album? I should have had that on deck. I'm sorry.
Obscene Daydreams.
That's right. Yeah. So how's the reception been to that? How did you enjoy making it? Everything going well with it, I would hope.
Yeah, it's been it's nothing but positive. I really haven't heard any bad critiques, really. I mean, maybe a few, but I don't pay attention. But everybody's loved it. They've said it was a little bit more punk than the last one, which is weird because I thought there was a lot more like, I don't know, like reggae influence, kind of like beats, especially with like Rumors. But I don't know, people love it. It's been great. We were in the UK when it first came out on tour with these guys, Clobber and Spit Dogs and Last Hounds. So that's when it dropped. And as soon as we came back, we had a couple more shows. We did Last Punk and Drublics, which was very a tearjerker.
Yeah, bittersweet, huh?
Yeah. We haven't really done anything the holiday season because we just, like I said, we're in retail. So we just kind of take these months off. And then we're going to go back on the road again with Coffin Cats and keep pushing the album. That's our goal.
So that's an interesting, that somebody said or people that were saying it's more punk. I thought it was more eclectic, honestly, in a good way.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was a lot of stuff that we haven't done, like Rumors. That beat, even though it's like a tick with the guitar, I don't know what genre you kind of describe it. It's just like kind of fishbony, like Louisiana jazz, almost like a weird like. So that was rad, and Madness is just pure grunge. Like it's like 4 chords the whole song. It's just it was crazy that we actually did something so bold and being so simple because we overthink a lot of stuff and we try to make it really I don't know, intelligent. And then this was just like really raw. It was so good. It was so much fun. It was so different. Like you said, yeah, every song was super eclectic.
I really enjoyed it. I listened to it again today while I was doing some grocery shopping just to kind of like refresh myself with it. And there's a bunch of songs on there that I really enjoyed. Oddly enough, you mentioned 2 of them. Rumors and Madness are 2 that really, really stuck out to me quite a bit. And your lyrical, just the content of your lyrics, I think is really. Are you the sole lyric writer?
Yeah, I do. I do the lyrics and the melody of all the songs.
Yeah, the lyrics are really good and like pretty. I don't know the word, like just straight to a point, but still like they don't sound unintelligent. They're to the point. There's not a lot of complication. It's like, hey, I got a point I'm trying to make here. here's my point, and I for one appreciate that, um, bringing up a lot of topics that I think are necessary right now,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
I might feel like maybe I feel like I get too convoluted, like too obscure. So that's cool that you think it's not, because I can get a little like on the last album, Prosthetic Lost Cause. It was just a bunch of weird words making this painting of an image of being like desperate and addiction and stuff. And I got it, but I was like, is that too out of left field? So I did try to with this album maybe make it less obscure with the lyrics because I can get kind of weird with it as it
I
is.
think you did a great job personally. I've liked all of the music that you guys have put out, but I think this is one of the stronger records. It's funny. I personally I feel a little bit that there's a little bit more to your sound than what I'm about to ask you. But how do you feel about all the comparisons to specifically? I'm sure you've heard this many times.
That is
Brody Dahl and Distillers and the Interrupters. I feel like there's like a different lane for all three of those musicians between you and Brody Dahl and Amy Interrupter. There's very different sounds to me. So when people say something like that, I've never really. I
yeah.
mean, I guess I can kind of understand it, but I don't really agree. I guess is the word.
I agree with you. I think there's different avenues of what people can sound like, and but here's the thing. I mean, that's just an opinion, and that's what they think, and I can't control what they think. You know what I remind them of.
Right.
My favorite compliment. Someone said they remind me of Rod Stewart, and I was like,
Let's go.
let's go. I love that. But no, I get it. But the problem is just it's a male dominated world. So when you have one of these stars rise among the cream and they rise to the top and everybody has their attention on it, that's the new like, oh, I'm compared to you. And
Right.
it's always happened. It happened with I think Brody got compared to Courtney Love
A
constantly.
lot. Yep.
It was
A
like, oh,
lot.
you're Courtney Love, you want to be Courtney Love. And then the Interrupters came out, and yes, they're on Hellcat, and I know they have a similar being produced in the same way with Tim, but everybody's like, oh, Amy just wants to be Brody. Amy just wants to be Brody. And it's like, I just want to be myself. Yes, I know I have a raspy voice, but I don't sing the way she does.
That was my major point.
Yeah. And oh, here's another thing that I think you'd appreciate. Like one thing, like my melodies that I create are, in my opinion, are way more technical, like how I sing. And Distillers maybe found the root note and sang that. And I'm over here trying to create like things that Elvis Costello would do. And it's like, or like an older Joe Strummer, or it's just that's what I like. The people that compare me to not just a woman, just a band that reminds me of them, I give them way more respect. I'm like, music, like you actually know music because you're not just being lazy. And I cheers to them. Cheers to you for noticing. Thank you.
Oh, well, no disrespect to anyone, especially not Brody. I have no whatever, but like I just don't. And I mean, I listen to music all day long. At this point, this is my whole job. So I think a lot of people that compare you to her are either just hearing like your voice type and thinking like, oh, similar type. And because I also thought the same thing with Brody and Courtney Love. I was like, not really this type of voice, maybe a little bit, but that's about it to me.
Yeah.
But yes, you're doing a lot more stuff with your melody. And the Last Gang is a very different band than the Distillers, in my opinion. Equally, no saying who's better or worse. It's just different. And like, I was just curious how you felt about that. And I was actually going to ask about, I'll just, skip to this question because you brought it up. What does it mean to you being one of the more prominent women in this like era of punk rock? How do you approach that? And what does it mean to you?
I don't think that at all. I still think I got a lot to climb. I would love it. I would love to be that position. That's what I'm aiming for. Actually, no, I'm just aiming to be happy and to create music. If it happens, it happens, and it has been happening. Something that Elvis Costello said in an interview, he was never happy with this last album. He's always trying to do better, and he's always thinking he's not good enough. And that's a common theme in musicians and artists in general, is that you just think like like what I just said, I'm like, I'm not there yet. And you have to keep trying, because for me, it's that urge to want to get to the next level is why one of the reasons why I keep going. And I think to the most famous people, Fat Mike still thinks to this day, from what I've known from him, he's like, he still thinks he's not punk enough. And I'm like, you're the fucking, like, NOFX. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't know. It's just the mentality that we have. So I would love to think one day I'm there, but I don't think I'll ever be settled. I'll ever be easy with it.
Well, I mean, whenever people bring up like female-fronted punk bands, especially if they want modern ones, y'all are one of the first bands I think of. So that's odd that you don't think that, but it's probably good to be humble, though. I mean, it's nice, and also you don't want to become stagnant. If you sit there and become complacent,
Yeah.
You won't please anybody, especially not yourself. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Speaking of Fat Mike, how did you feel when NoFX ultimately called it a day? And then he sold his stake in Fat Records, which was the thing that surprised me the most. Did that affect you at all? How have you dealt with that? If it was even a thing?
We're still waiting for like the legalities behind the scene and logistics of everything to kind of kick in what we're going to do next. Luckily for us, we were one of the last albums that were released officially on Fat. So that's going to be something that kind of goes down with history, which makes me feel really lucky. And yeah, with the whole him ending it, I just I respect that. Too many bands that I've loved when I was younger, like they're still going and they're trying to do new music, and it's like you've reached the pinnacle, you've reached the peak, and you're just plateauing now, and it's not interesting. I would love it if they did something different. These artists that they didn't just keep rehashing the same stuff. So yeah, the fact that he did that, or they all agreed to it, was fucking beautiful. I love it. All good things,
That's interesting because we're very much on the same wavelength with all this stuff so far. Because I also have told people, I mean, what do they 40 years, bro? Like, what else are they gonna do? Unless they, like you said, start something different, which then they wouldn't be NoFX. It'd have to be a different band.
Yeah. Well, I like what he's doing with getting his projects, getting his hand involved with co-defendants.
Right, exactly.
Step outside of his comfort zone, or the typical punk rock, still punk, but that's fucking genius. That's so good.
Yeah, that's a good group. Get Dead is also a very good group. I met Cheshky a couple times. That guy's super cool.
That guy made me lose it on the last song on stage with NOFX. They were playing, The Decline, and it wasn't really that like upset or sad. It's like the only person I've ever cried for was like Joe Strummer when he died. Like everybody else, I'm like they're famous, and like I'm good. I'm fine. They don't need my tears. But as soon as that song kind of ended and it hit everybody, that it was like the last time, I looked at Chesky. He was like standing right next to me, and it was loud, so I couldn't really hear him. But his eyes were like red and watery, flowing up, and it was like, no. And then after that, I just lost it. I was just tearing after that. He ruined it. I can't.
He's a sweet dude. I really like him. He's very, I mean, I don't think he'd remember me, but like I really enjoy him. He was a cool dude. Actually, you know what? I ran into him once and he did remember me. So even more, like, that guy's awesome, because I'm just some railer ass dude from Houston, man. Yeah. No, I went to Dallas to see their final Dallas show. I was like, there's no way I could miss this. I'm gonna be really upset with myself if I don't take the time and money and just go. And so I went. And hot take here, I'm not a big fan of The Decline. So like, I was filming the set, and when it got time for The Decline, I didn't think I was going to care, and I did. I so did. I was like, oh man, this is effed up, bro. Like, and like, yeah, it was funny because I genuinely didn't think it was going to bother me. I didn't think I was going to get emotional. And the whole drive I went to a hotel and I went to drive home overnight. I was just sitting there thinking like, damn, I've seen that band so many times. Like my second concert ever was NOFX. So like, I was just, it was weird how that stuff you don't think it's going to matter, and ultimately it does. It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
What are the okay, so you said you guys didn't do anything over the holidays. Mm-hmm. Do you have any plans for you said you're doing some stuff with Coffin Cats?
Yes, we just announced a tour in March, West Coast, and a little bit more east, a few dates, a couple weeks with Coffin Cats, 2 to 3 weeks with Coffin Cats. Then we got the show in February 15th with Bad Cop,
Ooh.
down in Murrieta at a brewery. That's going to be fun, like the day after Valentine's Day. And we just announced Punk in the Park in Arizona, which is really fucking cool. We haven't played that in so long, and I'm really stoked to play that one. I'm super happy because I get to see again all the friends and the crew that was part of the Punk and Drublic production.
Right.
That's what really got me. It wasn't like them playing the last set ever. It was this whole family that we've bonded with over the last 5 years of seeing the same stagehands, seeing Kathy and her dog Ozzy and Matt, hospitality, like everybody that made me feel safe and like, oh, we're far away from home, but we're home. Like those people I'm not going to see again in that capacity. So we get to see some of them again in Punk in the Park. So I'm like, yes, fuck yeah.
See, that's the kind of answer I was wondering if I was going to get about stuff like that. I NOFX calling it a day is one thing. Of course, it's got a little bit of bummer to it. But like we've said, man, they're going to just start creating the same album over and over. And Mike doesn't want that. And I after reading a bunch of articles and listening to them talk in interviews, like I think Mike was the one that understood it the most. But once it started happening, the rest of the band became ultimately more okay and even, supported the idea of doing it. But yeah, that's gotta be a hard thing to do after 40 years, just as a person, to change your life like that all of a sudden.
Oh, I would have panic attacks after panic attacks.
Right.
Fuck.
So what are some of your modern influences in music? Like, what are you listening to now? Because if you listen to the first album that you guys put out and you listen to the one that came out last year, there's a pretty big difference in sound. You can still hear a lot of the same influences, but they are, in my opinion, pretty different albums. What are you listening to now? What gets you all jazzed up?
Man, I listen to a lot of what do I listen to recently? Well, a good thing is I have the habit of most people, who aren't in their teens and 20s anymore. I have rested my laurels on listening to bands that I'm comfortable with. It's hard to listen to new music, but I am very fortunate where we get to go on tour with bands, and that's how I get into music again. I get to see this same songs over and over again every night and learning their lyrics just by listening and a little bit more and kind of making up my own because I don't know. Like, it's really fun. So honestly, we've been listening to this band Clobber.
Okay.
Straight oi from the UK. There's hardcore oi. It's fucking rad. He's the funniest person on stage. He's one of the best front people I've seen. He talks so much shit without pissing off people. It's the funniest thing. He's great. And then another band called the Split Dogs, and it's like if Motorhead had a blend with Tina Turner.
What?
Yeah. So it's a female fronted. Again, I love comparing female fronted people and or non-binary to people who aren't necessarily the same genre as them, and that's what they remind me of. It's like a rock and roll, slutty music, oi-ish, but the front person, they sing in like this like ice skating leotard thing and just has some weird dance moves. Just like, it's crazy. It's fucking out of this world, and it's so good. Check out the Split Dogs.
So when you said their name, I thought, man, that's a familiar name. And typically when you're talking, I won't be on screen. So I look down to like look at my phone for a second, and I have heard them. They get requested on my live stream a few times. So is their front person is non-binary?
Yeah, last time I spoke, I remember Harry saying that, we mistakenly called her she, and she's like, I'm a they. I'm like, okay, cool. So I still, I'll still trip up and make some mistakes, but I'll do my best to properly address them.
No, it's good. It's just good to know for future reference. Who knows if I ever talk to him?
Yeah.
But the songs that I heard were fantastic, by the way. And you're right, there is a Motorhead like essence to that music, and the Tina Turner thing was a really great, descriptive of that person's kind of energy. I'd have to agree with that. That's hell yes. That made my day. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So when you guys go on tour, what is it that you like to do? Y'all take buses or vans, or y'all flying? Flying? Like, how do y'all travel?
I
have no idea.
We have our
big
Econoline 350 and a trailer.
Econoline. I thought that at first, but I was like, man, I have no idea. What is it that you do to keep you busy? And do you drive, or are you just passenger only?
I used to be the main driver. It brought me a lot of joy and peace to drive. But then, as I got throughout the years, like I broke my tailbone once. I was singing on stage with Venomous Pinks, and I fell off of the stairs, and I landed on my butt bone, and it's never been the same. So driving actually does hurt now. And then I got a little antsy. I was like, I don't want to drive. So now we're switching. The last year or two, we've done a really good job of everybody switches it up. And our tour manager, Andrew, does most of the driving at night. He's a weirdo. He just cracks a Celsius and he goes for hours until the sun comes up. But it's like, okay, go for it, man. Yeah, we just do the Econoline. That's the way we travel.
What do you do to keep yourself busy when you're riding? Are you sleeping mostly? You reading books? Are you listening to books? I couldn't read a book maybe in a car, but I could listen.
I get nauseous. Our bass player Sean, he reads. He's a big reader, so he's usually in his. He gets the second bench row, and he's always reading. Sam, the drummer, is in the first row, and he's usually on his cell phone more often, finding up random facts. Like he's just a little Wikipedia. He's our fun fact guy. And listening to music, they listen to music. Me, I'm definitely addicted to like television and the phone and media. That's my vice. So I will download episodes and episodes of something that I'll watch. I think last time when I was sick and COVID, so I couldn't drive, I just downloaded the whole series of Xena and I just watched.
Let's go, dude! Yeah, yes,
I love cheesy stuff. Right now I'm doing the X-Files, so I'm gonna probably download that. Last tour I did Mad Men, and then,
okay,
yeah. And sometimes if there's no service, I will bring my Switch on the road and I'll just chunk out times of video games. That'll really kill time on the road,
Right. Yeah, it's funny how different things are now. I didn't do a lot of touring at all, but I did a little traveling inside Texas, and you could drive for a whole entire day. Yeah, so I would go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-hour drives, and I remember all you had was you either had a Walkman,
yep,
or you had a magazine, right? And I'm thinking boy, it's just so much easier to stay entertained on the road.
Mm-hmm.
But wasn't Tim Armstrong in an episode of the X-Files?
I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, okay. I might be wrong about that, but that's my mom's favorite show, and Rancid's been my favorite band my whole life. So I think I found that out at some point and told her about it. I don't have a clue when and where, but I'm pretty sure he was in there at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show is amazing. So did you start it yet or no?
Yeah, I'm on season 4 now. So
really, really good.
I watched it as a kid when it was syndicated on television, but this is the first time I've been able to binge it. And I love it. It's cheesy. It's not the best written sometimes. And you can tell there's different directors in each
right
episode, and they get their own vibe. Yeah, I'm stoked to get to the end. Because I heard they redid it, right? They put out another couple
the end of that one is weird. I don't honestly even really understand the end of that entire I lost track closer to the end. The last season or two, my life was in a different spot. So I probably should go back and rewatch that whole series. I really enjoyed it. It does have different directors kind of throughout, which will keep it a little interesting, but it also has pros and cons, like you said. What was his name? Somebody, David Lynch passed away today. I think he might have something to do with X-Files at some point. And if it wasn't, it was just a comparison. But so what kind of foods do you guys eat when you're out on the road? I know it's probably a very generic question, but I'd love to find out information like that.
We take this very seriously, our food.
Let's go.
Yeah. We are a very functioning band when we travel. I am very fortunate to be in the band with these guys because we don't have any animosity. We work well together. We all kind of do the same stuff, and we're very calm and old. And so we don't get too stressed out. But one thing that we all agree on for the most part is I was so happy when Taco Bell brought back the Mexican pizza because that's fucking life. I love the Mexican pizza. So we'll do a Taco Bell trip at least once during the tour. But the challenge is we got two vegans.
Okay.
And me, I only eat fish, pescatarian. And then the other 2 guys don't care; they'll eat whatever. So we do have some limitations of where we can go, but if we tour the States, it's usually Chipotle It's inexpensive. Del Taco for around the West Coast. Smoothies. The kind
Well, yeah.
great. And also, like I said, we're not young anymore. We can't just eat shit from a gas station. We have to put like good stuff in our body, or else we're gonna have like some serious issues, and we can't perform comfortably, and we'll just be grumpy. So we gotta have
Right.
good healthy food.
It's interesting how those priorities change as you age.
Yeah.
I have an app now that I track all my food on. I'm trying to get into a little bit better health. And today I looked at it and it was like strawberries, banana, like steak, and it was like protein powder. And I looked at it, I was laughing. I was like, if you just shown me this even 5 years ago, I'd be like, this is what you're gonna eat one day. I'd have been like, yeah, right.
Yeah. But although we do eat fast food when we go to Europe, because McDonald's has vegetarian chicken nuggets and
really?
chicken. Yeah, they've got really good vegan nuggets. Like I can't even tell the difference. So McDonald's is I will actually eat McDonald's over in Europe.
Why don't they bring that here? That would be amazing.
I don't know. I would love it. Right now the only like food place that has options is Burger King. They've got an Impossible Burger.
Yeah.
But man, nothing like McDonald's every once in a while. Just some shitty shit food feels so good. Once or twice.
It is so good. You're not wrong. Yeah. What are your do you have any food hacks, especially at Taco Bell? I mean, I used to work there. I have all kinds of food hacks for Taco Bell.
Yeah. Well, they're cool now. They have like on their little digital menu, they have a little button that says vegetarian options. It'll just boop, make everything vegetarian. And I just know like I don't even have to ask like no meat, sub beans for my Mexican pizza anymore. It's just right there. Our secret is at Del Taco. You gotta go bold.
What does that mean?
I know. Go bold means whatever you order, they put French fries and their special sauce. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I mean, yeah. That sounds amazing.
French fries bold. They just put more French fries on top. It's so good.
Can I get some French fries on a side of French fries? Yeah. They're just like, yeah, buddy, no problem. We got a bucket. You're like, I do actually. It's right here.
I shit my pants later, but that's fine.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I used to do at Taco Bell, since you don't eat meat, so there's you'll have to just go with the beans on it. But I didn't even know that they took away the Mexican pizza. That's how long it's been since I've eaten Taco Bell.
You took it away from us, but they get it back.
That's so crazy. That was a big menu item when I worked there, at least. Yeah. And it's, ages ago. But I would get the Mexican pizza with no tomatoes, no like sauce on it. So it was just like the meat, the beans, and then like the cheese on top.
Yep.
And I would have them like cook it, and then I would add sour cream and lettuce, and basically just like toss it up like a taco salad essentially. But it hella hot sauce on there. Oh, dude, like I want that right now. It sounds so good.
I'm gonna try that because they can do it. The hack I tried, I wasn't in love with it. I went back to the classic. Was you can put potatoes on top.
That doesn't sound like that's something I would enjoy.
Yeah. With the sour lettuce, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, it gives it a cool, creamy crunch. It's nice. It's really good. I think you'll dig it. Hell yeah, man, I should not be eating Taco Bell. Do you go? What sauce do you go with when you eat Taco Bell?
I do mild or medium. That's like my.
What?
I know. I usually like spicy, but I don't like their extra hot one. It's not enough flavor for me. Too hot on my tongue. Yeah, I'm not. I just do regular because I love their mild and medium. They're classic for me.
Is their medium considered like? Does it go mild, hot, fire, and something else now? What is the scale now? You know what? I can find out.
All I know is that Del Taco, I get Del Scorcho. That's my.
Oh, word.
Yeah, Del Scorcho is Del Taco. I know that.
So they have better quality sauce at Del Taco, I assume.
Yeah, Del Taco, it's weird. I mean, I know it's just I know it's fast food. That's all it is. But it feels fresher than Taco Bell.
It probably is.
Yeah. Probably.
Well, they have mild, hot, and fire. So you're going with the middle one, which is the hot. Okay, that is the better flavor one. You are absolutely correct on that. Not that you win a prize because I'm not sitting next to you, but if I see you one day, I will give you a prize, I swear.
Just give me hot sauce. Give me mild, medium.
You know what's going to be funny is one day I will run into you at a show and I'm going to give you hot sauce and you're going to be like, oh my God, it's going to be awesome. How do you do your Chipotle stuff? I really enjoy Chipotle's food.
I get it's usually a bowl just because I can't finish the burrito. And sometimes it falls apart. So I just get a bowl. I get white rice, black beans, sofritas, If I got the money, I get some guacamole on there. Sour cream cheese or extra sour cream cheese, lettuce, and for the sauces, it's mild, medium, and corn.
Okay.
I love that corn stuff. And then I get chips and I just eat it.
So I have this extreme hatred for cilantro. I
Oh, you
know.
want those soap people?
I don't. Yeah, maybe that's what it is, but it tastes. I mean, it's so bad that if I even have a tiny piece in there, I can tell. And so I found out that you can ask them, "Hey, can I get some rice with no cilantro?" And they'll do that for you, which I thought was amazing. And
Yeah.
so I typically go in and get it. I get like a steak bowl, and I ask for a tortilla on the side, and you
Yep.
basically get 2 burritos out of it for a
Yeah.
little bit more than one burrito, but it's super value. If you got like a kid eating
Yeah.
with you, you can share it with them, and
Mm-hmm.
it's Chipotle is high quality food for what for how quick and affordable it is.
They cook it fresh. That's one thing we like, and it's not too much. Like it's not a lot of oil that can fuck us up.
Right, right. Hell yeah.
And then it allows us to have Taco Bell the next day because good food goes together with bad food, and it makes it.
Yes. Oh, we are on the same wavelength. That's exactly how I think. I'm like, man, I had a good day. Tomorrow I'm having pizza. My wife is like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm
It
trying to
balances
not.
it out, dude. The scale.
Yes. That's amazing. So what are the plans for the next, let's say 6, 8, 12 months for the band outside of the Coffin Cats tour? Do you have anything else lined up? You got doing any big fests or anything?
Yeah, we're working with Rat City to get. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. I don't know. We're working with somebody to go to Europe. Trying to book Brack Rock Free Punk Rock Holiday. Who knows if it's going to happen? But our goal is definitely to get back over to Europe for this summer, and then come back in September. Try to do another like state stuff. Just try to obviously tour as much as possible. We really missed that because it feels like we haven't been on it for a while. The bummer is I want to go back to Mexico, but we got to wait another cycle. So it's going to be 2026 before we can go because that was so much fun, Mexico.
Why do you have to wait an extra year?
Just so we can build up the fan base and
Oh, okay.
we just went in like a few months ago. And
Okay.
we told our agent, we're like, can we come back next year? And he's like, give it a year and a half. That's like the best year and a half to 2.
Yeah.
But we had practice last night for the first time in like a couple months, like I said, because we've been taking a break, and we started writing and just jamming,
Nice.
nothing serious, but we're actually starting to write and not practice the set list and just kind of jam. So we're going to slowly try to like not be rushed for this next album. Let's just kind of kick out the jams in a very easy pace.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You don't want to rush things, man. You want to just, especially if you don't have to. If you have the luxury of just kind of doing things as you do them, that's always a positive in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Any plans on coming down here next to Texas? In Texas?
In Texas, nothing official yet, but we want to try to get out and do because we haven't done South by at all. I think ever. So that's someplace we haven't hit, and we're trying to hit up some people to get out that way. Probably because it's an easy. The West Coast is up, and then maybe like a little bit Boise in this way, and then we can just go Arizona and do the down part of the L. So hopefully we can get out there within this.
That'd be
year.
awesome. I would love to catch you guys play. I've never seen y'all play live, so it'd be really cool. What are some of the challenges when you're in a punk rock band, being a female? Like you said earlier, this is a male-dominated scene. It is what it is, I guess you'd call it. But what are some of the challenges in being a female, entrenched in this?
I'm fortunate enough where I don't really feel it. I mean, I see it, especially with some other bands and other groups, but I don't feel it. A lot of fans and people that interview us never say like the lyrics I write and the music we write. It's very like geared towards females. It's very neutral. It's I write for all people and they kind of relate. So I really don't feel like we're pigeonholed as a female fronted band or a girl band, even though that's not a genre. Never felt it. Sometimes it might happen, but I just don't pay attention to it. And my guys never treat me like it. The benefits of it, I will say, is that, if there's gender specific bathrooms, the girls are usually cleaner, so the guys have to go shit in the gross one, and I can be in the nice clean one. But I guess sometimes, like, if something happens and I get attitude, there is something in the back of my head. I'm like, are you doing it because I'm a woman, or are you doing it because you're a dick? And I remember one time we're at Bayfest, and like, look, we're nobody. We're like bottom of the totem pole. Like we were second openers, nothing fancy. And I asked the stage monitor guy, very polite. Again, I'm in retail. I don't talk to people. I'm very like spunky and like polite and nice and extra. And I'm like, hey man, is it possible? Like my voice is up here. Hey man, like if it's possible, like we have in-ears. I give him my box. I'm like, we have in-ears. Could we run them? If not, totally cool. Like I get it. But if we could, do I give it to you? And just the look I get from him was, ugh. I swear to God, his eyes went all the way back in his head and just the ugh. And I'm like, oh, okay. So shit like that. I'm like, are you doing it because you're a dick and you would do it to anybody? Or are you doing it because you think like, I'm just a woman, I don't really have talent. I'm here just to like shake around, you know? So proof's in the pudding. Once we play and I show them like, I fucking have more guts than you do any day. Like I'm way more aggressive and talented and dominating. So go fuck off. And they don't give me attitude after that, especially after we play.
That's a good answer, actually. I'm glad to hear that. You never know. I mean, I've talked to a couple of females in the genre, and it's a question that concerns me because I got a wife and a daughter, and who knows what my daughter's going to want to do one day. So it's nice to know that you're not getting treated like shit by a bunch of people for no reason.
Like I said, if I do, I'm not paying attention to that.
That's good. That's good to hear. We've had some wild shit happen in the last couple of years within our community, and like, man, it hurts. It hurts, and I can't imagine, honestly, being a woman in this genre or in the country we live in is pretty.
Just little shit that I don't know if you experience, and that's in the back of your head. But ever since I was a kid, my mom taught me this. I don't think it's because I'm a woman, but just I'm a human being and in danger of fear. My mom's always like, just pretend like everybody's out to get you. I was like, that makes sense. And like, if I walk to my car by myself, I'm always going, what's at my left, what's at my right, and my keys are in my hand, just in case. Or if I'm walking out of the supermarket, I just bought some wine. I'm like, okay, I can do damage with this wine bottle. And that's always in the back of my mind everywhere I go. It's not like I'm scared of everything, but it's just like I'm always trying to be very aware of my surroundings. And I don't know if that's a common theme with a lot of men. Probably not.
Well, it is with me. I lived in really bad neighborhoods a lot of my life, and it is absolutely staying aware of stuff, being prepared. Excuse me, is incredibly important. What advice would you give to a young person who cares, what gender or whatever, a young person that wants to start a band, potentially tour? What kind of advice do you have for them? Anything that just maybe I wouldn't think of?
Besides just the fact to just do it.
Right. That actually is solid advice.
That was always ruled by fear of like, well, what if it doesn't work out? What if I did this? And what if I can't go? And what if the job that I had, which was no big deal back then, what if I lose it? Like, do it while you're young, because you don't got a lot to lose. Like, you haven't built up your empire yet of your family, your loved ones, your house, your pets. You don't have a lot that you can really lose. So just fucking do it. Like, get yourself in debt. Fuck it. Not that bad, but like.
I mean, no, you're right though. That's the right answer, because I mean, again, I feel like you just said, I don't feel like I'm anybody important, but I have a decent sized audience, and I get asked a lot more than I ever would have thought. Hey, how do I start a channel? I'm like, bro, you got a phone? Like, yeah. I'm like, go get a tripod, $12 at Walmart.
Do it.
Start filming some shit, and then come up with like, start talking about what you want to talk about, and eventually you'll figure out a lane. And it's probably the same with music. You start playing music, you'll figure out a lane. And then if you can, find a lane, get an audience, then you can expand that. I would say it's probably find a genre first and then expand after you've got an audience, maybe.
Right. Try and fail. Fail as much as you can, because it means you're trying, And when you fail, you realize this avenue is not the way you want to go. So you want to go this way, and this is how you want to do it. And then you try it with a band, it doesn't work. You try a solo artist, okay, that works. It's just try. Just try. Try and fail.
They say you learn more from a loss than a win. So I think that's, more often than not true. My kids aren't even allowed to say they lost. You either win or you learn.
Yeah.
There's no,
Oh,
you didn't lose nothing. You're playing a game. Or my son plays chess. You either winning or you're learning, man. Like
I like
you're
that.
good, bro. Oh, dude, he's a wizard too, man. He's the gamer too. He's super bright. 11 years old is taller than I am. It's really really embarrassing. It's ridiculous. He's so big. He's an awesome kid. You don't have kids?
No, we just got dogs. We 3 in the room. Is my kids. We tried. It just didn't work. We did some. I mean, just to get because I wear my life on my sleeve. I don't care about really hiding anything. We tried to do like the whole steroid or whatever, like some shots that I got to make me like more fertile, as everything was working, but it just wasn't happening. And we really tried for like maybe 2-3 years, and it just wasn't happening. And I'm like, and this was before we got signed. And I was like, you know what? Why fight it? You know, let's just kind of take it back and not be so stressed about it. If it happens, it happens. And then we got signed, and then we started touring like for real. I was like, oh shit, I'm kind of glad I didn't get pregnant because that was so fucking hard to do. And I know there's people that have done it, and I have some envy that they were able to do it, and I wish I could have. But I know I don't think I would have been able to do it. Not just physically, but like emotionally and mentally.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah, my life, I've been very lucky. It's even when the path doesn't happen the way I want it to happen, it was supposed to happen that way, and I'm very appreciative of that value that it brought to me. So again, who knows? I still kind of want kids. Maybe we'll adopt when that happens.
Hell yeah.
Because, I adopted my puppies. Why can't I adopt some babies?
No, for real. That would be an amazing way to start a family. I mean, there's so many people that need help out there, and honestly,
shopping for babies.
I mean, it could have been the universe pointing you in a direction when you weren't able to have a child, and then you got signed. It's probably the universe like, yo, just chill for a minute. I got something happening. Just let me cook, Brenna. And you're like, I don't. And all of a sudden, boom, you're doing some things that you're like, oh wow, this would have been infinitely harder with children. I mean, I'm coming to LA and I'm only going to be there a few days, and I was literally just 20 minutes before we were talking, telling my wife, man, I don't know how I'm going to be gone from y'all for 4 or 5 days. That's a long time because we're never really apart. I work from home. I'm with my kids all day, every day. It's crazy. Yeah. Like it's tight, but man, I'll tell you, sometimes I just want to go like travel for like a month by myself and just, I don't want to do shit. I just want to sit in a room, quiet. I don't know. I would go crazy in the quiet.
You would.
Yeah.
I give mad kudos to any musicians that tour, fathers, mothers, anybody that have to be away from their kids, because that's fucking hard.
I mean, it's probably hard being away from your dogs. I love dogs.
I know, and that's what I was like, if I'm having an emotional like distress response with my puppies, like, oh, I'd be fucked if it was a human child. Like, the last 2 tours we went on, fun fact, we had this dog, this white pit bull that she passed away, unfortunately, too young. But we got her right before we went on tour with Teenage Bottle Rocket. And I left and came back a month later, and she was already bigger. And I was like, no, my puppy. And I'm like, that hurt to be gone. And then after she passed, we got another rescue puppy. And again, we went on tour with Teenage Bottle Rocket. And I was like, why do I keep going on tour when I get these dogs? And then I miss them, and I don't want to be on the road. I want to be at home.
Man, and dogs, once you're around a dog for a little while, though, they get as attached as we get. It's interesting. Like my dog, he won't even eat if we're not home. Like he'll just sit in our chair and wait for me. Like, what kind of dog do you currently have?
I've got Lucy. I've got this thing, which I don't know what she is, but she's great. She's a bitch. Where'd she go?
Oh, hello.
So she's like a lab pit mix. Hi. What are you doing, weirdo? And that's Maggie. She's a husky. And then that's the new baby boy, Charlie.
Oh, dude. You got a trio of awesome dogs.
Charlie's the weird one that we just got because he's got no hair.
Oh, wow.
So he looks like a pit, and he's full grown, and he's a sleepy boy.
What's up, dude? What a cute dog. I didn't know that they even had dogs that didn't have. That's adorable.
No, we think because he was a rescue off the streets of Long Beach, so I think he's part the Mexican hairless dog, Xolo Swinquintly.
Okay.
Whatever you call it. If you Google a Mexican hairless dog, and then part pit. or Staffordshire Terrier, whatever, pit. So yeah, I don't know what he is, but he's hairless and he's a baby boy and he's silly.
Dude, that's amazing. And he does have a lot of the physical like attributes of like the pit, bully breeds.
Come here. Charlie, come on.
Oh my goodness. Oh, dude, you're so cute.
Yeah, this is my life. I'm pretty lucky to be home, but I am anxious to get on the road. But when I get on the road, I'm like, I want to go back home.
That's yeah. My dog, actually, he's not in here. He was in here a minute ago. His name's Pedro. He's an American bully. He's a little sausage. He's like, he's like, yeah, stout, and one ear. We kept his ears and his tail because I just think it's so fucked up when people cut their animals up like that.
Yeah, it's fucking atrocious.
Yeah, it's horrible. And one of his ears sticks up all the time. One of his teeth poke out all the time. It's so cute. Yeah, that's my guy right there, man.
What's his name, Pedro?
Yeah. Because I had another dog named Pancho, and I had him for 18 years. And when I wanted to have a friend for him named Pedro. I never got one. So when we got him, but losing that dog, that was harder than losing my dad. That was the worst day of my life. It was crazy.
Mine, she was only the one before him. She was only 3 years old. She was just a puppy, and it was this weird disease called babesia, and it's a blood parasite, and it's so rare that we didn't know what it was. So we spent like 17 grand on blood transfusions to get her white blood cell up or whatever blood cell count up, and it would go up, but it wouldn't regenerate, and they didn't know why. And at the very end, dude, we had the whole Orange County, LA County, all the doctors studying her case to try to find out what it was. And at the very end, they're like, I still don't know. Like, we could do another treatment, but who knows if the blood transfusion is going to work. It might go down again. And we didn't know if we should put her down. And it was a big decision. And our friend of ours, Kelly from Rock and Roll Rescue, did some digging behind the other doctor's back. She's like, I got a sample for blood. I'm going to test for this weird thing. I got you. And yeah, as soon as we were putting her down, she was like running to me in the parking lot. She's like, yeah, it is babesia. And she's crying and I'm crying. And I'm like, we did the right thing. It was the hardest thing. But like, if I can survive that, I'm like, I have so much strength to do anything else. And then it opened up room for this weirdo that has no hair. The same rescue found him in Long Beach. And we're like, yeah, we got to keep him. Dude,
that's awesome. The first part of that story
was
horribly sad, but like you said Charlie's his name?
Charlie.
Yeah, dude. Charlie rules, man. That dog's awesome.
Yeah, look, I wish they lived longer. It's just not fair in life. But so this is so dumb. I'm a huge like Star Trek nerd. And
so is my wife. That's awesome.
Oh, I love it. So I feel like when Zia, named after Jed Zia Dax from Deep Space Nine, when she died only at 3 years old, I was like, well, her species just dies younger, like the Okampan. The Okampans, they only live like 4 years. And I was like, that's what she is. Don't be sad. That was her lifespan. Oh, calm down. He's not going to get on the couch. Don't growl at him. She's a bitch. I love her.
She's talking shit.
What are you doing over here? The black one's the alpha.
This is my domain. I had an Alaskan Husky when I was a kid. And we also had a Great Dane, and we had these wooden floors in this really old house, and so they were kind of slippery, and the Great Dane was just clumsy. This Husky would just tease him. She'd run and jump up on the couch, knowing that he wouldn't do it because he was just so big he could run past her, and she would like literally trip him. And I swear she would just laugh at him. Like, it wasn't making noise, but you could look at her and be like, dude, you're laughing at this poor dog. And like, it was one of those things.
I love it.
Yeah.
What a bitch.
Do you like other animals, or are you solely a dog person? Do you like cats too?
I would, but I am like definitely allergic to cats. We've had a lot of people on the road, friends too, not just like fans, like random people be like, hey, do you want to stay with us? And I'm sorry, I gotta be a princess. Like, is there a cat? And do we have our own room? Because if not, I can't sleep. I literally I puff up and die. We did that tour in the UK. And the guy who organized it all, Lee, wonderful human being, was like, hey, stay at my house. He's got a family, this nice, awesome house in the UK, really beautiful. And I forgot to ask if he has cats, and he has 2. And the night I spent there, the first night, fucked me up for the whole tour. It was only the last night I was finally able to like breathe and like not die. And yeah, cats fuck me up, dude. So I wish I could, but they're just little demons of fur that kill me.
They are
When I see
demons.
a cat, I'll pet it with one finger.
Uh-huh.
Pretty cat, and then I go, gotta go wash my hands.
Dude, it's such a weird parallel because my wife is also allergic to cats, and I got attacked by a cat when I was like 10. So me and cats, like, there's a cat that hangs out in our front yard sometimes, and I just look at him. I'm like, "What's up, dude?" And he's like, "What's
You have
up,
an
dude?"
understanding.
Yeah, we
Like,
have an understanding, and I'm like, "You're like great, 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 great uncle fucked me up when I was like 10, so we're not friends."
that's
But dude, this
fine.
cat scratched me through a hat. Oh, it was terrible. Oh, it was awful. I didn't even do nothing. I was playing basketball and I bent down to pick a ball up and he thought I was going to grab a kitten and it just
Cats
attacked
are
me.
dicks. Cats
Dude,
are dicks. Dude. I love them. I wish I could pet them.
I like all animals to a certain degree. I'm not a big reptile guy, but animals are awesome, man. Like
I had
who
snakes
doesn't?
growing up. I loved. I think snakes are so cute sometimes. But yeah,
What,
my husband hates snakes. He calls them the devil's dick. He fucking
dude?
hates them. And I was
I
like, I would
mean,
love like an iguana. Like,
oh, well,
yeah,
really? I have like a problem even touching stuff like that. Like
I
I'm
get it.
not.
It's a
That's
weird phobia.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
totally real. But
yeah.
I love snakes, mice, rats. I felt like we had an old house that we used to live in, and it had a mice problem or a rat problem. I don't know which one. And I felt like really bad. I'm like, I don't want to call an exterminator. That feels just like for me icky. Like I don't want to kill these guys. But I let my old dog out, the black one, Lucy, and I was like, if she kills him, that's nature. And she got a couple. So I was like, okay, I didn't kill him. The dog killed him. That's fine.
I 100% agree with that. I'm wholeheartedly. I also don't want to kill a bunch of little mice or rats. Like, do I like to hold them? No.
No,
But do I want to like murder them all?
no.
No. Like, I'm not some kind of. I'm not Cruella de Vil. Jeez
The
Louise.
problem with which, by the way, is the worst villain in all Disney movies. I want to get this on the record, okay?
Let's go.
Like Scar killed his brother. Like it was a family matter. It was very Shakespearean, but I get it. Like he had some issues. Any of the bad guy, Ursula, she was a witch. She just wanted to be the center of attention. Like, and then she got a lot of control. Fucking Cruella de Vil skinned puppies and wore them. Like she's the most evil of all the bad guys, and they did such a good job like creating her. Like, oh, she's the worst. Sorry, I
No,
hate her.
I actually never really thought about that, but that's accurate. That
Yeah,
is the worst shit. Like how they put that in a kids movie. Like, yo,
she didn't kill
Disney.
any humans. She didn't rob. Well, she maybe robbed somebody, but she just skinned puppies.
That's the way you said that.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's just no bueno.
It wasn't even full-grown dogs. It was
No.
puppies. Fuck that bitch.
Oh man, absolutely. Fuck that bitch. That's yes, words to live by. Fuck Cruella de Vil. Okay, so before I get out of here, it's been really fun talking with you. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little while. Is there anything that you want to shout out, plug, talk about, advertise, or talk shit about? I don't care. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I love a good cheeseman. No, I think we
Okay.
got a lot of it, honestly. Just Cop and Cats dates coming out. If you're in California, we got Marietta with Bad Cop, Bad Cop, Punk in the Park in Arizona. We're gonna have another announcement soon for another festival that we haven't said yet, but it'll come out pretty soon. And all of our dates are going to be on our Instagram. We have our link. Fat Records has all of our dates too, so you can keep up to date with whatever is in the area.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate it. And I had a pleasure speaking with you the first time, and this time is even more fun. Thank you so much. If you have another album drop, I will probably reach back out again. Maybe we'll do it again and hang out. Thank you so much for your time, Brenna. Everybody out there, go check out Last Gang. Go listen to their records, not just their last one, all of them. Go listen to all their music. I'll link it all in the description, and you know what to do otherwise. Have a nice day, everybody. Peace.
Bye. Go pet a
Right.
dog.
Absolutely. Go pet a dog.